This is breaking news from RTV6, working for you.
We begin with an update from the race for the White House. Just about an hour ago, Elizabeth Warren announcing she was dropping out of the race for the Democratic nomination. The senator from Massachusetts had a disappointing Super Tuesday, finishing well behind frontrunners Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders in all 14 state primaries. So far, Warren has not said whether she'll endorse one of the two remaining major candidates on the Democratic side. We'll have much more on this developing story right now. You can just go to theindychannel.com.
They pulled the fire alarm and said it's an emergency fire alarm, and then made all the kids go back inside, and then tried blocking all of the doors, saying none of us were allowed outside.
Some students at Tri-West High School out in Hendrix County are out of school for the rest of the day. They walked out of class this morning following a Call 6 investigation that led to the firing of an attendance secretary at the school. It was because that former employee told Call 6 the school was failing to protect students from a teacher who's charged with child seduction. Now, we have team coverage this midday. Our Nicole Griffin spoke to some of the parents who are at the high school campus today in support of the student walkout. But first, RTV6's own Megan Sanctorum is also at Tri-West. Megan spoke with some of the students who left the classroom today and who say that the teachers and administrators actively tried to stop them from walking out. Megan, let's first go to you.
Yeah, Lauren, well, we're across from this school right now because we do not have permission to be on school property. But we watched as several dozen students walked out of this school, telling us they were doing it in support of fired attendance secretary David Pyatt. Now, we were parked across the street, and minutes later, crowds of students and parents walked over to talk to us. They tell us they are upset about how this whole situation was handled by school leaders. The student walkout was planned for 10:25 this morning, but they tell us at 10:23, the fire alarm was pulled. We are still working to confirm who pulled that alarm and why. Now, after that, once students were back inside, a group got their bags and walked out, planning to stand outside of door 5 in support of Mr. Pyatt. They tell us that was the door he often monitored. Some students tell us there were teachers blocking exits to try and prevent the walkout. They also tell us once they left, they were not allowed back inside. One student even showed me video of her standing at the door saying she forgot her car keys and she was not allowed to go back inside and get them. Now, here's what students had to say about the handling of this situation.
Because we really respect Mr. Pyatt, and we honestly don't think he should have gotten fired. And I kind of think our school has not been the same, and we really want it to go back to normal. It's kind of sad walking into a classroom and just feeling like you can't learn because the teachers and administration is just so focused on one problem.
And now I reached out to a spokesperson for the district with several questions, and I actually just received a response minutes ago. All it said was students need to be in school and they can return. All absences are considered unexcused. Now, Nicole Griffin is also out here with me. She spoke with several parents. And Nicole, what are they saying?
Megan, as those students walked out of Tri-West High School today, there were several parents here as well. Those parents here mainly to show their support for their students deciding to walk out today. Now, I talked to two mothers who tell me they were disgusted after watching Kara's report that aired last night at 6. Disgusted because they saw that surveillance video that showed Tyler Bruce, a teacher and coach here at the school, in a room alone with a student. Now, I also talked to those mothers more who tell me the school district is sending the wrong message to students. It comes after news that David Pyatt, the attendance secretary here at Tri-West High School, was fired after sitting down exclusively with Call 6 Investigates. Parents say by firing Pyatt, it tells students that if you do the right thing, you will get punished. I asked one mother who graduated from Tri-West High School in 1988 and currently has a son that attends the school. Her reaction to the video shown last night in Kara's investigation.
It made me sick. Really did. I mean, there's just no words. I mean, you put your students, your kids, put their trust in the teachers, and there is a line. I mean, and he crossed it. I was just blown away from it. It just disgusted me.
Laura Fleener, who you just heard from there, tells me she just wants justice for the 17-year-old involved in this case. She says she has no words for how the school district handled this situation. Working for you today in Liston, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
This will happen again to our children if I don't speak up. This isn't just rumors of what's going on. I saw it with my own eyes.
That interview with RTV6 is what prompted the firing of David Pyatt by the Northwest Hendrix school system, and that's what led to today's student walkout. David Pyatt spoke exclusively with Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny. He's also shared some surveillance videos with Call 6 that prompted him to call police.
Tri-West teacher and coach Tyler Bruce is charged with child seduction and obstruction of justice in connection with an alleged inappropriate relationship with a then 16-year-old student. This is surveillance video we obtained from a Tri-West attendance secretary, David Pyatt, that he says shows Bruce and the student alone together. We are blurring the student's face because she's a minor, but her parents told us that is their daughter and they want us to show this footage. The attendance secretary says he shared this video with law enforcement before Bruce was charged. In charging documents filed against Bruce, prosecutors mentioned this video and what Pyatt saw. The district fired Pyatt Tuesday afternoon after we started promoting this story and exclusive video. The school saying Pyatt confiscated confidential student information.
David Pyatt has worked in law enforcement for 17 years and up until Tuesday was the attendance secretary at Tri-West High School. When we sat down with him, he was still working there. He previously had access to the school's surveillance video system to track students coming in and out of the building.
I used my phone to record them.
The alleged victim was 16 years old at the time and a teacher's aide to Bruce. On May 2nd, as Bruce enters his office, the 16-year-old is leaving as the cameras are rolling. She returns, and the two are now alone in Bruce's office.
The lights go off.
That's when David Pyatt walks past the office with his daughter.
He goes, "Hey, what's going on?" And it was just kind of a nervous, like, this looks weird. I wouldn't be caught dead in a dark office with a student, especially a female. That's Coach Bruce entering the office.
A similar incident happened the next day. The student goes into his office.
Yeah, see, there the lights go out.
What did you think when you saw that?
It was just dumbfounding.
We don't know what happened in that room. The cameras don't show that. We do know Bruce is accused of touching the student on several occasions when they were alone together. Court documents outline one incident in May when she was in his office and Bruce slid his hand up her dress and later that night asked why she was wearing underwear, and if she had not, he could have gone further. The May 3rd video appears to show the athletic director, Nate Begley, peek his head into the room.
And you'll see when he comes out, he's kind of smiling and laughing. And he goes back in, talks again.
Pyatt says this is problematic because court documents show the school became aware of the allegations months prior, and Begley knew Bruce was not to be alone with that female student.
And the athletic director knows they've been warned that, and he's sitting there talking.
Pyatt says he didn't initially report what he saw because the staff already seemed to know. But 2 weeks later, that changed when he had a meeting with Dean of Students Stacy Begley. She's married to athletic director Nate Begley.
Because she divulged some things in that conversation that gave me more concern.
Pyatt then contacted the Department of Child Services.
What did you tell DCS when you called them?
I told them that I suspected that there was an inappropriate relationship between the victim and Tyler Bruce. I believed that the administration was not doing their due diligence in reporting it.
Shortly after Pyatt's report, we know DCS and the Hendrix County Sheriff's Office launched investigations. DCS determinations are not public record. Prosecutors criminally charged Bruce in January with child seduction and obstruction of justice. He denies the allegations.
Do you think that Tyler Bruce would have been investigated by law enforcement and by the Department of Child Services had you not made that report?
Oh, not a chance.
Former Tri-West principal Adam Benner was also charged with failing to make a report about the matter. Pyatt says Benner blew him off when confronted about Bruce.
He told me, Dave, we've turned over every stone so you can know and rest assured that we found no wrongdoing. And I said, it's actually the opposite. I said, with everything I know that he isn't, it proves you're not doing everything you're supposed to do.
When the allegations came to light last summer, the school board kept Bruce on paid administrative leave. This despite then Superintendent Mike Springer's recommendation to fire Bruce. Springer told us, "I am grateful to Dave Pyatt for his commitment to exposing the truth surrounding this situation." Mr. Pyatt's reaction and response to what he saw and heard in May 2019 was the reaction and response that Tri-West administrators should have had, but did not have, and to my knowledge, still have not had. Springer also put Stacy and Nathan Begley on leave back in July for how they handled the Bruce matter, but the board voted in September to let them return to their positions, despite Springer's recommendation to fire them. Springer resigned amidst conflict with the school board over the Bruce matter. The district now has an interim superintendent. Pyatt says he saved the surveillance video and shared it with law enforcement because he did not trust the district to preserve the footage. When we sat down with Pyatt, he agreed the school might terminate him for sharing the video with us.
You know you could get fired for speaking out.
If they fire me, they fire me. But this will happen again to our children if I don't speak up. The public will know this isn't just rumors of what's going on. I saw it with my own eyes.
In charging documents filed against Bruce in January, Hendrix County prosecutors mentioned David Pyatt and this surveillance video. The teen in this video has since left Tri-West. Her family says she was treated poorly when the allegations came to light. We talked to her mom, Stacy Lewis, back in August when they filed a tort claim alleging the school district failed to protect their daughter.
The parents in this community, they should be gravely concerned about what's going on right now at the school and the changes that haven't been made to stop another Tyler Bruce.
The Federal Office for Civil Rights is currently investigating the Northwest Hendrix School Corporation for how it handles sexual harassment allegations. Pyatt says the district also needs to do a full investigation into who knew about Bruce and the now 17-year-old student and didn't report it.
What's your biggest fear?
That this continues and gets worse. And my biggest fear, I have two daughters. One's in elementary and one's in primary school. And to me, if we don't change the culture, then it's going to happen again.
On February 28, Nate and Stacy Begley were placed on paid administrative leave with the school district in light of a complaint filed by the Indiana Department of Education. IDOE is seeking to suspend their teaching licenses for failing to properly report sexual misconduct allegations involving Bruce. Former Tri-West principal Adam Benner resigned last year, and the state has filed a complaint against his teaching license as well. The Begleys and Benner have not responded to our repeated requests for comment. Back to you.
Kara, thank you. Now, we asked the school district back in mid-February to speak with us on camera, but they instead provided a statement saying, quote, "We have not viewed the video in question, but believe this video is part of an ongoing criminal case and or contains information subject to student privacy laws." Northwest Hendrix School Corporation has been and will continue to cooperate fully with law enforcement and the Hendrix County prosecutor to assure justice is served in a court of law and not the court of public opinion, end quote. RTV6 received yet another statement yesterday from the school district saying airing the surveillance video, quote, exploits a young woman, end quote. We at RTV6 want to be very clear. The student's family wanted us to show you this footage, and we blurred her identity. You can read the district's entire statement right now at theindychannel.com and also on the RTV6 mobile app. We also reached out to Hendrix County prosecutor who legally cannot discuss evidence with us. Tyler Bruce is now on unpaid suspension, and the board is taking steps to fire him. He has denied the allegations and has not responded to our repeated requests for comment. Well, coming up, it was a sick day for an entire school district. Next on the news at noon, why the district called it a day and whether students will be back tomorrow. Kyle.
Our mild March is continuing this afternoon with some sunshine. Temperatures already making their way through the 40s and into the lower 50s. But we've got some colder air for the end of the week. I'll let you know if that chill sticks around for the weekend. You're watching RTV6 News at Noon.
General Hospital, this week on ABC.
Welcome back. We are still waiting to hear whether Eastern Hancock schools will be open tomorrow. That entire district canceled classes for today because so many students have been calling in sick. Superintendent David Pfaff says the students are suffering from a variety of illnesses, including the flu, strep throat, and bronchitis. As a result, Eastern Hancock canceled classes today at its high school, middle school, and elementary schools. And they canceled all after-school activities as well. Crews are deep cleaning all the classrooms, common areas, and buses. Once we hear about the plans for tomorrow, of course, we'll pass them on. Let's take a live look outside right now. Sunny skies on our Thursday. View downtown to the west. We'll have Kyle Mounts here to break down your full forecast for the rest of the afternoon and look ahead to your Friday and your weekend. That's coming up on the other side of the break. All right, here's a live look outside right now from our Weather Now camera here on top of the pagoda at IMS, looking back towards clear skies over the Circle City. Kyle Mounts is here to talk about what we can expect as we head out for our lunch hour and the rest of the day. I'm looking forward to getting out there.
Yeah, and that camera bouncing around a little bit. We've talked about that's really been the only issue is the wind this week. And we're going to keep that going into this afternoon. But at least it's a warm wind. It's bringing in those 50-degree temperatures right now, still in the middle 40s in Greenfield and Richmond, 48 in Muncie. But we've got 52 downtown and 51 in Martinsville. Here's a look at those winds, and they are starting to crank up a little bit out of the south, though, between 10 and 20 miles per hour with some gusts that are getting a little bit higher. We'll see gusts between about 20 and possibly 30 miles per hour this afternoon as a mix of sun and clouds will move through with those temperatures into the middle 50s. So another mild day, and that breeze isn't going anywhere. It's going to stay there and actually get a little bit stronger as we go through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning as it turns more west and eventually northwest. That will be bringing in some colder air to end the week, and it's all associated with this, the first of a couple of cold fronts that are going to be moving our way. You can see some very light precipitation with it right now, and that's exactly what we'll see out of this thing going into this afternoon and this evening. Just a pencil-thin line of some showers, a few sprinkles going to be associated with it during the evening rush hour. We go into the overnight, and that's where we start to see that next wave of precipitation moving in, and I know it looks fairly ominous here. I think this is going to be very light stuff, but we could see a mix of rain and some snow showers going into tomorrow morning's commute here around 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Ground has been warm for a little while, so I think the roads should be in pretty good shape. May see a couple drops in visibility, but again, it will be on the lighter side of things. We're just going to be quite a bit colder. We're talking about numbers about 20 degrees colder tomorrow than what we're going to enjoy this afternoon because we're never going to get out of the 30s tomorrow, and we're also going to have that breeze with the cloudy skies. So you factor that in, and we got to talk about the wind chill again tomorrow morning. It's going to feel like it's in the upper teens as we put the clock in motion there, and it'll feel like middle to upper 20s tomorrow afternoon. That's about the best we're going to be doing here. Good news is it's a quick hit of some colder air because by Saturday the sunshine returns and temperatures warm to around 50 degrees, and the second half of the weekend's looking even better, 60 with partly sunny skies and that southwest wind a little breezy once again, about 10 to 20 miles per hour. 7-day planning forecast as we put it all together for you. Of course, don't forget we spring forward this weekend. We do lose that hour of sleep. Going into next week, that's when we'll see some more soaking rain across the area arriving on Monday, but the mild temperatures sticking around with those highs in the 50s.
All right, Kyle, thanks so much. Stick around. We'll have more coming up after this short break.
Plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
All right, we're looking ahead towards the weekend. Let's get another check of that forecast, Kyle.
Yeah, we got some changes between us and the weekend. They will arrive tomorrow. A few rain and snow showers there in the morning. Much colder tomorrow with temperatures in the 30s. And again, those wind chills in the teens and 20s. But the weekend is looking nice. 50 degrees on Saturday. We've got some sunshine both Saturday and Sunday with that high back around 60 degrees. So just a brief blip in the mild stretch of weather because it comes back. And yeah, we've got some more rain on Monday. It's been nice to dry out for the last several days, though we really have needed that.
All right, Kyle, thanks so much. Looking forward to a great weekend, but we'll have to get through tomorrow first, and we'll do it together. Thanks for joining us here on RTV6 and making it your choice for news. Join us back here tonight for the news at 5 o'clock. We hope you have a great Thursday afternoon.